back, everyone. There's a new action movie in the theaters right now. It's called The Accountant 2. And here to talk about that are local movie reviewers, Bart and Jennifer Mills. Welcome, Bart and Jen.
Good morning.
All right. So The Accountant 2, I think it stars Ben Affleck, right?
Correct.
All right.
So if you've seen the first Accountant, this picks up 8 years after the first one. So Ben Affleck plays the accountant, Christian Wolf, and he gets pulled in by the U.S. Treasury Director, Mary Beth Medina, who was in the first one, and she pulls him in to investigate the murder of her old boss, who was played by J.K. Simmons. And so while he's investigating this case and he's helping her, he pulls in his brother, Braxton, played by John Bernthal, and they have sort of an estranged relationship. But the two of them together are a lot of fun. So that's really the best part of this movie.
All right. So when I watched the trailer for this, I actually wasn't sure what was going on. I didn't see the first one, to be honest with you, but I went and saw
Oh, my God. Okay, come on.
I didn't see it. I haven't seen it. You know.
Dude.
You are one of the few men in America who has not seen it. This is one of the great rewatchables. The first Accountant came out like 10 years ago, and it was sort of a surprise hit, and frankly, it just showed up on cable repeatedly. So it's been almost everybody saw it, and it just became this kind of movement after the fact because people really dug it. And so that's why we got a second one. And obviously the first one is, in most cases, Godfather aside, the first one is better than the second one. But this was still sort of fun. It's basically the story of a math wizard on the spectrum who also is trained to be a lethal assassin, and he gets into adventures.
All right. So I'm going to go to one critic. It's a USA critic today. USA Today critic said the sequel spends more time with the detective work, which just isn't as interesting. But the movie finds nifty little moments for character building excursions. So
I would disagree on the detective work part of this. I didn't see a lot of the detective work. The thing that made the first one fun was the fact that it was really this wonderful balance between, I mean, the accountant is actually an accountant. And so he's a math wizard. And so this is kind of Rain Man meets John Wick. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, and so the first one was fun because of, honestly, they made the accounting kind of fun and you got to see how his brain worked. This one went right into some of the, you know, just a lot of fighting.
A lot of the accounting on the team.
Yeah,
Didn't really get a lot of that.
What you get is him and his brother, and in the first one we had a little back and forth between him and Bernthal, but it wasn't until the very end that Bernthal really came in, and so we got to see little pieces of that, and it really worked. Somebody obviously in the room said, "Hey, that really worked. Let's just make this the movie and let these guys cook," and they let them cook, and it's fun. But it's way too much of the movie, and so we're not getting enough accounting, and we're not getting enough fighting.
So really, you're just not getting more of the backstory of what you need, right?
Yeah, no, there was really no time spent on backstory. And just to touch on the plot for a moment.
For what it is. So
you've got a crime syndicate being run out of a fish shop. You've got human trafficking in Central America. You've got high-profile assassinations all over the country being done by this elusive assassin that's not either one of these guys. And then you've got a prison full of migrant children. So, you know, you got all that going on. And then also the storyline between the brothers.
Yeah. Oh, and a special school where people with various stages of autism are taught they're computer genius and they're hackers better than the government ever had.
Okay.
That's cool, too.
All right. So this movie is rated R, probably for the violence and language, I'm guessing. It's also 2 hours and 5 minutes, so it's kind of long. I'm going to go to our favorite website, Rotten Tomatoes. So Rotten Tomatoes, there's 2 ratings on this one. 77% critic rating, approval rating, but an audience approval rating of 93%. So big difference there.
All right.
That's about right.
I mean, we spent way too much time comparing this to the first movie. And the first movie is just really, again, one of those perfect rewatchables. So this is not as good as the first movie. It's just not as fun. But it's still a lot of fun to watch. So for a general public, I think they liked it. And I'm not sure exactly why the critic scoring is that high, although I think people really like Bernthal and Affleck working together. and so they're giving it a break.
All right, big reveal here. Are we giving it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or just somewhere in the middle?
Well, I'm happy to say for the first time in 6 weeks, I can give a movie a thumbs up.
Yeah, I give it a thumbs up too. Again, if you like the first one, you'll dig the second one. You'll be a little disappointed because I don't think there's some stuff that didn't work and the plot was just kind of ridiculous. But if you're just in the mood for a little bit of mayhem, have fun.
All right, so 2 thumbs up for The Accountant, 2. Well, Bart and Jen, thanks so much for coming out today. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, well, don't go away because we have more when we return.